Welcome back to eSIM Studios. My name is Taylor Bell. As we head into a new week, we compiled the top stories from a busy week in technology. Big news on Apple's upcoming foldable iPhone, as well as a new iOS beta version being released. On the Android side, we finally get the missing details for what basically looks like a complete spec sheet for the upcoming Samsung Galaxy S25 series. And Apple wasn't the only company releasing beta software updates for its flagships, as Google released a new version of Android. All that and more on today's eSIM Studios Just Tech News for Sunday, January 12th, 2025. Foldable iPhone takes shape in final stages before release. Apple's new foldable iPhone is transitioning from the planning stage to the production stage, and we are hearing reports suggesting mass production will begin in the second half of 2025. We also have some new details of the screen size with this Apple's first foldable device. The first foldable iPhone will have a main display that measures between 7.6 and 7.9 inches and a cover screen that's between 5.3 and 5.5 inches. That would basically put it in line with the likes of the 7.6-inch display on the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. I guess we need to mention this new device as the iPhone Fold and not the iPhone Flip. However, I'm a lot less convinced by this claim that the cover screen will at most be 5.5 inches. We haven't heard much about the cover display yet, and that sounds oddly small to me. While the device is currently slated for mass production in the second half of 2025, potential challenges with Apple's first foldable are on the horizon. The iPhone Fold is going to be Apple's first iPhone to be eSIM only. Currently, as we stand, only the United States iPhone are eSIM only, while the rest of the world gets to enjoy the freedom of switching out physical SIM cards as they please. The Chinese market has yet to fully embrace eSIM functionality, and this could cause delays, potentially impacting the release and the timeline. Some suggesting a launch date as early as 2026 for the iPhone 17 series, or as late as 2027 with the iPhone 18 series if any difficulties arise during the production process for the iPhone foldable. iOS 18.3 Public Beta 2 released with minor updates and some feature restorations. So, Apple released the second public beta of iOS 18.3, focusing primarily on bug fixes and minor improvements for developers and public beta testers, arriving shortly after the release of iOS 18.2.1. A key restoration in this beta is the return of the ability to repeat key operations in the calculator app by pressing the equal sign multiple times, a feature removed in the initial iOS 18 release. Beyond the calculator feature, the update includes subtle aesthetic changes such as dark mode icon for the camera control option in settings, while most changes are likely internal refinements. While currently limited in significant new features, this is the only second public beta, suggesting further updates and additions are expected before the official public release of iOS 18.3, with no confirmed release date as of yet. Android 15 QPR2 Beta 2.1 now available, featuring mainly bug fixes. So Google has released Android 15 QPR2 Beta 2.1, a point release focused on bug fixes and stability improvements for Pixel devices, including the Pixel 6 series and up, as well as Pixel Fold devices and Pixel Tablet. This update addresses several critical issues such as unexpected device freezes, crashes, restarts, along with problems related to emoji workshop options and system stability and connectivity within the modem. Unlike previous beta releases with significant feature additions, Beta 2.1 primarily concentrates on resolving previously reported bugs and enhancing the overall user experience. The update is only 28 megabytes in size. While the March 2025 Pixel drop is anticipated for a stable release, further beta updates, potentially including QPR2 Beta 2.2 and QPR2 Beta 2.3, are expected before then, with direct over-the-air update and factory image links provided in the description box for users to manually update their devices. Now, Samsung Galaxy S25 series, colors revealed among other specs we were missing. Leaked official renders showcase the Samsung Galaxy S25 lineup, revealing designs largely similar to the S24 series, well, with the S25 Ultra notably adopting a more rounded corners compared to its predecessors, sharp edges and right angles at 90 degrees. The Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus models maintain their respective 6.2 inch and 6.7 inch flat displays, along with identical camera setups as their previous iterations, while showcasing color options like ice blue, mint, navy, silver shadow, and additional expected colors such as blue, black, coral red, and pink gold. The S25 Ultra features a slightly larger 6.9 inch display and retains the S Pen slot and camera placement, same from the S24 Ultra, but with a color palette including titanium black, titanium gray, titanium silver, blue, titanium white, silver, and anticipated additions of titanium jade green, titanium jet black, and titanium pink gold. We are yet to know which one of these colors are going to be Samsung exclusives and which colors you can find in the carriers, but we shall soon find out as the S25 series will be unveiled on January 22nd, offering a variety of color choices and design refinements based on the leaked renders. Now, we also got storage configurations for the entire S25 lineup. Let's go ahead and take a look at what you can expect with these storage configurations. So with the Samsung Galaxy S25 series, this is the S25 Plus. Let's go into the S25 here. This is the base model. The base model S25 is going to get 128 gigs of storage, 256 gigs of storage, and 512 gigs of storage is going to be your max for the base model S25. Now, all of these will come with 12 gigs of RAM as well. Let's go ahead and take a look at the S25 Plus. So, S25 Plus series is not going to have the 128 gig base. It's going to stick with a base storage configuration of 256 gigabytes, and it will max out at 512. So those liking the middle device here, the S25 Plus, the Plus series, you will not get what was expected, a 1 terabyte model. It will max out at 512. Now, moving on to the S25 Ultra, you can tell it will have the 1 terabyte storage. S25 Ultra is getting 256 base, 512 gigs, and a 1 terabyte option. Now, the S25 Plus and S25 Ultra will feature 12 gigs of RAM. However, on the 1 terabyte model, S25 Ultra, if you select that option, you will get a 16 gigs of RAM device and 1 terabyte of storage, while the other configurations sit on 12 gigabytes. Now, unfortunately, we are going to see a price increase. Price increase is going to be roughly $50 to $100 on all S25 series, no matter which one you get, the S25, S25 Plus, or S25 Ultra. You will see a price increase of either $50 to $100, somewhere within that range, similar to what the OnePlus 13 just saw recently. So the OnePlus 13 was released last week, and buyers of the OnePlus 12 probably did a second take when they noticed the sales price of the new OnePlus 13. That's because the OnePlus 13 price increased $100 over last year's model. Now, these price increases are largely due to the new Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset. It is notably more expensive to manufacture, roughly up to 35% more expensive for the manufacturers for them to manufacture that chip compared to last year's 8 Gen 3 CPU. And these cell phone manufacturers are basically passing on the sales increase, the price increase to the consumer. So it's unfortunate, but you will see a price increase with these. Now, they've had a couple of price increases, I believe 2 out of the last 3 years with the Samsung Galaxy S series. And it's an unfortunate occurrence, almost seemingly year by year. You have to wonder at what point will this plateau? At what point will the price increase kind of level off and give some relief to the consumers? I know Samsung has been potentially looking at other CPU manufacturers to put in these devices, competing CPUs that bring just as much power and efficiency, but at a cheaper price. At the moment, it looks like the MediaTek Dimensity chipset might be the only other option for Samsung, and we'll have to see in the future if they choose to go that route. The MediaTek Dimensity CPU is significantly less expensive to manufacture than the competing Qualcomm Snapdragon CPU. So we'll have to see where that goes in the future. But until then, we will have to wait and see. But stay tuned to the channel. Please subscribe. We're going to have much, much more news and information on the Samsung Galaxy S25 series. We plan on getting at least one of the devices. I know we're getting an S25 Ultra, possibly a smaller one as well. So subscribe to the channel. We'll have case reviews, unboxings, and all the above when it comes to that, as well as OnePlus 13 news and reviews. Still getting a video together in regards to camera quality and video functionality on this device, as well as compared to all the other flagships we have in store. So I do appreciate the time, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you.